Okay, welcome back to another ForgeCraft One episode. I'm sorry that I did not get any episodes of ForgeCraft One out last week. Between a combination of me getting ready for PAX and in general, just changes to the server and stuff like that, I didn't get a chance to get on. But there's a new mod that I want to show you. It's called Psy. At least that's how I think it's pronounced. If it was capitalized, I'd say PSI, pounds per square inch, but Psy is a new mod by Vazkey. And I got to say, um, I did not quite know what to go into it expecting, but my mind has been shattered by the realization of this mod. If you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you will see let me see if I can get a pointer. Yeah, over here, you'll see this meter. It's got the Psy symbol. It's from 100 to 600, basically, is what it looks like. I think if I hit down to 100, I'm basically running on empty, but it's a kind of an energy. What can I do with it? Well, for one thing, first thing you're going to do, you do @Psy here in JEI. You're going to make one of these things, a CAD assembler. I'm just going to call it a CAD assembler. This is a table. It is 5 iron ingots and a piston. And basically that nets you one of these things. It's an interesting little interface. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to make an iron CAD assembly, right? That's just 4 iron ingots like that, kind of in a gun shape. It gets you this assembly. And whoa, you put that in here and then pull it right out of here, and it'll immediately give you a simple version of the casting assistant device, the CAD. This is a kind of a pistol, right? Next thing you're going to want to do, it says you can use it with lapis. I'm not sure if you can. Maybe it's supposed to be a lapis block. I wonder if that's the equation. That's part of the thing I'm missing. Nope. Okay. It says in the tutorial you can use lapis equal amounts. I've been using redstone. You get some redstone, toss it on the floor, and right click. Use a little bit of that energy on the right hand side of the screen. You'll see it goes back up. And what I got was Psydust. 1 redstone gets turned into 1 Psydust. Very, very simple. I like it. And basically any gun, when you aim it, any one of these casting devices, you aim it at some redstone dust on the floor, and you get, I'm curious. Hang on a sec. Let's get what happens if we get a block? I'm experimenting. I'm learning as we go. Nope, it's got to be dust. Okay, that's fine. I'll put that up and deal with it later. So once you get some Psydust, you're going to want to make a spell programmer. It's one of these. It's just 6 iron ingots and 1 piece of Psydust. That's what this is right here. Spell programmer. And then you're going to want to go make more parts, okay? Let's see if I can remember this. You're going to want to make an assembly, a battery, and you can only make the base level ones right now. Yeah. So you're going to want to make an assembly, a battery. You're going to want to make a socket and a core. You get all of those and you put them into this, and it shows you this is where the assembly goes, the little gun shape. It goes right there. That's where the core goes. It's a circle, right? It matches up. This is the battery, same shape. The silhouettes all match up. This is where the socket goes. See, there's socket right there. And all of those put together, you'll see an item that you can pull out, and it's going to look a little something like this. I can't put mine back in, but if you look, I'll hold down shift, and it says Iron CAD assembly, basic CAD core, basic CAD socket, basic CAD battery. These all contribute towards various things. You can see projection 1, complexity 6, bandwidth 5, sockets 4, overflow 100. I don't have a colorizer. You can put color in here. You have these little CAD colorizers. Pretty simple to make. It's white dye sandwiched between glass, 1 iron ingot, and some side dust. So I could actually make my projectile, white if I wanted to. Do I have? I do. I have one. Let's do 1, 2. I'm just going to grab some iron. We're going to put one of these here. And one of those. There's a white colorizer. Now I'm going to look at, I can make a better 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do, that for a slightly better assembly. I don't know how to make these yet. This is a mystery to me. Semi-metal ingots. It says it comes from a semi-metal block. If I recipe, that says it comes from ingots. So yeah, I have no clue. Let's see. Can I make a larger socket? Nope. I need, you see, I need those ingots to upgrade that. So I'm going to make another one of those. Put that dust right there. That's my socket. We're going to do one more gold ingot, iron ingot, and some side dust. There's a basic battery. I can't make the next step because it requires an ingot. Let's see. What else do I need? Core. Of course, the next step, core, requires special ingots that I don't know how to make yet. Wait a minute. Was that? Yeah, it's side dust in the middle. These are all very rudimentary parts. Now, I think if we go up here, we put this in. Colorizer. Sockets. I can't even put these in the wrong slot. They won't even go. And I have a casting assistant device, an upgrade. Now, I think the only thing different between this one, efficiency is 65 on the new one. It's 70. So I think the lower the efficiency number, the more efficient the weapon is in terms of using your energy. Potency is higher on the new one. Complexity and projection are the same. Bandwidth and sockets are the same. Overflow is the same. So I've got a little bit of an improvement. I just left click to pull that out. And you get amazing things. Now I'm going to put this over here and pull this out. This is my old one. I'm going to put that in there. Now, suddenly, that's my original one. That was the one I made with just this. And you've now seen me upgrade this. Now, here's something else that you're going to want to make after you make a spell programmer, is you're going to want to make some spell bullets. These are actually pretty simple to make. It's 1 iron ingot and 1 side dust. Really simple. So after you do that, you're going to have this. You can hold down C and you get this weird little selectable menu. Take your action bar off of the gun, hit C, and you'll get a tutorial screen. C is the default command key for it. I'm going to drink some coffee. Oh. C is the default command key for it. But you'll get a tutorial screen. You'll see tutorial 1, level 1. There will be a little check mark here. You click that and it'll activate that tutorial. This is when you first get your bar over here. Or I think it upgrades. And you go through step by step. Tutorial 1 and 2 are for making basically this. You have selector caster. That's me. And then trick debug. Okay, this is a function. It prints out, for testing, prints out the target, basically. And I can select that, and you see the target. I have this arrow coming over from this side. It's connected to caster. That's what the target is. Target number. This is a constant. It's kind of like a variable in programming. So you can have multiple pieces of data accruing information, and you can pull those specifically in other parts. This is programming, as far as I can tell. So it's very interesting. I've been very fascinated by this. So I'm up to tutorial step 3. Okay. Oh, let me show you what this one does real quick. If I hold C, I'm going to select that. So when I go over this, it shows debug 2 is what I have selected. And I right click and it shows some information. As you can see, I was doing that earlier. Shows some information in chat. It shows what my player name is, what world I'm in, X, Y, and Z coordinates. Which actually could be kind of useful, but that's another argument. So I'm going to right click on this, delete this, this, and this. Let's get that totally clear. And as you can see, this now says compilation error. This spell has no tricks. It's not ready to be used. I'm gonna do that. So let's go back to this. It says, okay. I know what you're thinking. This is boring. When do we start doing cool stuff? Well, now it's time to introduce a trick that actually does some sort of interaction with the world. Bring in trick add motion. This trick, as you'd expect, adds movement to an entity. It takes an entity, a vector, and a number constant. As you've already figured out already, as you should have figured out already, selector caster returns an entity player, which if you use with your new add motion, you could use it to add movement to your player character. The vector is the direction in which you want the movement to be added. And the number constant is the speed you want to apply. Obviously, you can get this number by using constant number. So we don't have any great tricks up our sleeves to get a vector for the trick, but we do have operator entity look, which gets us a vector corresponding to the direction the player is looking. If we pass that into add motion, so operator entity look, we're going to go operator entity look. Let's see. Trick add motion. I'm going to put 1 and see what happens. Speed comes in from there. Target. Oh no, the direction comes in from there. And the target is going to be, where is the caster? I think we have all of our information coming in. Movement. Okay. It takes an entity. Bring in trick add motion. This trick adds what you'd expect. Adds movement to an entity. It takes an entity, a vector, and a number constant. As you should have figured out, selector caster returns an entity, player, which if you'd use with your new add motion, you could use it to add movement to your player character. The vector is the direction you want the movement to be added. The number constant is the speed you apply. Obviously, you can get this number using blah, blah, blah. Let's see. If we pass into our trick add motion, the player character operator entity look, if we pass it into add motion, the player character will move in the direction they're looking. As for the number, go with 3 for now. You can change it, of course, but 3 is a good one. You'll notice that when you modify the value of the constant, the numbers on the right change. These numbers are relevant. They're the stats of your spell. The stats of your spell match up to those of your CAD, your casting device. And if any of your spell's stats are below the stats of your CAD, you won't be able to cast it from top to bottom. They are complexity, the amount of actions your spell has, power of the spell, as you increase the power of your tricks, this goes up, the cost in psi, right? Projection, this is the amount of tricks in your spell. Debug tricks aren't counted. The width and height of your spell, whichever is the highest. If you find you're going over this, try and make your spell more compact. So, okay. Actually, I'm going to get all this, erase everything. First thing I'm going to start off with is Where is it? Selector, caster. Actually, I don't even have to put it there. I'm going to put it right here. Selector, caster. I'm going to put add motion right here. And I'm going to put a connector right here. Let's see. The target is going to be the caster. We're going to put up here entity look. It's going to be that way. That is going to be the direction. And then up here, we're going to put a constant, which is going to be, let's put 3 in here. Actually, let's do it that way. And that is the speed. Now, in theory, I'm not sure what else I am missing. Add a parameter. A parameter is facing an invalid piece. Three, 5. So I think this is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the direction should be getting its direction from entity look. The target is going to be the caster, and the speed. Let me see if I can. I'm troubleshooting this live as I record. I'm going to do motion, entity look, constant. Let's set that to 3. We're going to get the speed from there, the direction from there, and our target from there. Oh, the target of, oh, I see what I'm missing. Hang on a sec. Let's do this. And that. There we go. That's an active spell. So here's what I had to figure out, right? It wants the operator, the entity look. It gets an entity look vector. What I have to give it is a target of what entity it needs to check the look direction of. So we have the caster. That's why I had to put this connector here. That's where the breakdown was. That's a really, really good system. It gives active feedback, and with a little bit of exploration, you can figure things out. Now, here's the stats. Potency of the spell. The max I could do is 150, and I'm at 75. I'm at half that. Complexity, the number of actions, 3 out of 6. That's not that bad. I'm not going to be able to upgrade this until I get some more complex parts and get a better casting assistant device, a better CAD. Cost, 90. Cost action on casting. I have a maximum of 600, but its maximum, I think, is 138. Amount of tricks. That's the only actual trick. These are all operators and constants and selectors. And then bandwidth, 3 out of 5. That's not bad. So now if I want to, I get a spell bullet, a brand new unused spell bullet. You just right click. We go over here. I'm going to put my CAD up there. Put this right here. If you notice, I can pull debug out if I so choose. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave debug in there just for giggles. So now we have our weapon, our CAD. Hold down C, and I'm going to do movement. And in theory, oh, there we go. So, as you see, nice little user interface pops up saying that I hit level 4. If I scroll up, I'm going to eat this real quick. I'm going to need some free fall boots. If I go any further, I'm going to scroll off of my CAD, hit C, and get this. Level 4 is required, and the completion of tutorial number 3. And it shows us trick explode. Operator entity position. So it gets something's position. Operator vector raycast gets a localized raycast's result. I'm not sure I know what that is. Error suppressor. suppresses errors thrown by the spell. That's nice. We hit learn. Do you like explosions? Of course you do. Let's make a spell that explodes the block the player is looking at. For this, we'll need to go to, we're going to need trick explode. This takes a vector and a number constant, similar to our trick add motion. This constant is the power of the trick. Let's see. The vector is where you want the explosion to happen. We already used entity look, but that gives us the vector that's very short. If we use that, the explosion would happen in our face. Yes. Instead, we want to use, oh, I see. It's giving a straight line out, a ray trace, a vector ray trace straight out. This operator makes a position and array, both vectors, from the position, which will be the player's position, acquired through the entity position. Oh, gosh. Okay, so let's go back down real quick. Let's see. If I just... That really is interesting. I have a movement spell. Let's go over here real quick. I'm actually going to get this, put it in here. I'm going to reuse that one. Let's take that out. And I don't know if there's a quick and easy way to redo these. I'm not sure. Let's title this Explode. Okay, so we already used operator entity look, operator ray trace. We're going to need ray trace, entity position, so we're going to need, oh, wow. Okay, we're going to need, this is going to be complex. Let's get, caster. I'm going to put, let's get entity look, entity position. Let's do, that. And then I'm gonna connect this up. Okay, so we are getting entity position and the looking direction. We're getting where my position is and where I'm looking of the caster, right? Then we're going to put in where is it? Vector raycast. So, actually, I'm going to delete this. Let's delete this. If we hold down shift, this needs position, ray, and then a max number. So what I'm going to do, I can put a constant right there. That's going to be, actually max number, we can turn that off. For now, if there's a dot in the center, you do not have to pull a number from that. So let's see if we can work without that. For now, though, I'm going to do this and this to connect those up there. Then I'm going to do this and, oh, no, that's not right. Let's pull this down here. Okay, so position is over here. Wow, I really don't need it this far down. Let's just move this up real quick. There's raycast. We're going to get entity position from there. And this is the direction, I think, that we're looking is going to be the direction of the ray. We have a space right here. If we wanted to put a variable to put right there, easy peasy, but we're not going to do that. Let's actually go back to the tutorial. This operator takes a position and array. One thing we have to keep in mind is that the fact that spells are to a range of 32 blocks from their focal point. In our case, the player casting the spell, our explosion can't be farther than 32 blocks away from the player. Lastly, the suppress error piece does exactly as it describes. If something goes wrong while you're casting your spell, You'll get an error in chat telling you what went wrong. Sometimes you can get that can get annoying when you know a spell has a possible failure state. In that case, throwing a suppress error anywhere on your spell's grid and all errors are gone. This is really interesting. This will be your basic tutorial. From here, you'll be able to pick between various things to pick as you level up. Okay, so I'm going to put right here, suppress error. I'm going to put explosion right here. What does this need? Okay, so this needs a power and a position. I'm going to, let's do an explosion position there. Power, we're going to actually do, I don't know, 3. And that is a complete spell. So if I want to, I have debug. I'm going to right click. We have explode now. I'm just going to put that over there on my CAD. And let's go downstairs, shall we? I have no clue what this is going to do. I'm a little worried as to the potential possibility of this. I really am excited what this mod can do. Let's see. Oh, perfect. I'm just going to look at that. Oh, I need to change. Let's wait for that to charge up all the way. We have a higher cap, as you notice. 800 up from 600. Your CAD stats are too weak to cast the spell. There we go. So at some point, I think we have hit the point where, let's go back and look at this real quick. That's a little weird. Explode. So if we look at this, potency is too high. Bandwidth is too high. I tell you what. Let's get error. Kill that. Let's put error suppression right there. Let's kill this. Kill this. We're going to put, that's going to be a 3. Let's do explode, position, power. Now, the only thing that we have is the power of the spell. Whoops. Let's try 1. Or, 2. There we go. That is the top end that I can actually handle. So if we get this, pull out explode again, reprogram it. I'm just right clicking. And random tree. Nothing happened. Oh, that was movement. Let's wait till this charges all the way up. I'm gonna actually come over here, kill that, because I'm guessing we're getting an error and it's getting suppressed. Explode. Whoops. Yep. Explode. I think that there is some part of this that I'm still going to have to learn. So I'm going to sit down and poke around at this explode and see why it's not working. Some part of the spell is firing off. I'm not sure what though. It's a localized raycast value. Position, ray, max number. Oh, I wonder. I need to put max. Let's grab that. And It's using energy. I'm going to sit down and figure out what's going on. I will work at this more. Expect more Psy in the next episode because I am brutally fascinated by this mod. It's got a really great built-in system for tutorials, for explaining everything else. I could personally use a little bit more visual examples, but that's me. That's totally how I learn. Other than that, I really am excited on this mod. Vazky, I think Vazky really has hit one out of the park on this. So, yeah, you know, expect more Psy in the future. Until then, I'm going to actually wrap things up here on this episode of ForgeCraft One. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.